Game on, girls! We have game number 1 live. It is the Dong, starting to the bottom left of Yonsu, and he's going up against the My Insanity player, up against StarDust. Protoss haters call him Cheese Dust. Super cheery fellow, by the way. StarDust is absolutely awesome. If you've ever met him, this guy is a genius. I really like him. He's super funny. He's one of the biggest trolls that I know, probably on roughly the same level as Ryang. Really nice guy. He's going up against the only true Dong, against the Tyrant, and the Tyrant is hungry. He proved that yesterday already, and he wants to do it again today. StarDust already on the way, trying to have a quick look at what exactly is going on at the bottom left, and let's see what Jaedong can do here. Played some really crazy games yesterday, was super fun to actually watch him, and now StarDust. I think we actually cast him for the first time here at the Vasacast Invitational. This is still a best of 3, we're currently looking at the round of 8. And of course then we will later also cast the series between Harstem and Major, another round of 8 match before we advance slowly and steadily towards the semifinals and the finals. So we are good to go and making things happen here. So let's see. We already have this pool being started. Of course the probe is around, so Jaedong doesn't really have a choice here, because what else is he supposed to do? Start things off with the hatch first and risk that probe just blocking everything. That's not really gonna happen, so in this case he just starts things off with a spawning pool. It's also the safer option, since you do not really know, does my opponent have a gateway, does he have a forge opening, is there a chance of me being cannon rushed? And people laugh a little bit about those cannon rushes and are like, yeah, come on, you will be able to stop that. They probably didn't watch Jaedong versus SOS, because SOS is kind of known for his cannon rushes, but still it happened anyways, and that fella always makes it happen somehow. So you have to be a little bit careful when you're a Zerg player, because it is a real threat. Nexus first on the other hand for StarDust, so no cheese by him. Maybe a 2-base timing, something that we are going to find out a little bit later. Starts things off with that forge after all, starting to work at the wall a little bit. And the good old Overlord already getting a quick poke in here, getting a good look-see, and is like, alright, I get the timings, that's fine. That's absolutely cool with me. So Jaedong will most likely take his third base around 420, 430 in the game, and make sure that he gets a good economy on his own. He knows that there is very little chance of StarDust actually having a timing prepared that can damage a third base at this time. Well, let's see. Queen is already on the way. Overlord is still poking. StarDust is working at his wall at the front and starting to the top right. Nothing in the main base set just yet. And look at that, the base even faster than I thought. Jaedong going for the super fast variation before the 4-minute mark. So, yep, takes this. And of course, so far no gas for Jaedong, just gonna go for the minerals for now, put those extra queens in and then spread the creep as well. Couple of Zerglings at the front, another quick poke with the Overlord, allows the second Overlord to go straight to the main base, can later on hide right over here, maybe poke into the main base again, try to find out what kind of tech StarDust will choose. There's always the potential of an Immortal push happening, of maybe a Stargate opening or something like that. So you kind of want to know what's going on so that you can prepare and you don't just waste money and minerals to go straight into a couple of Spore Crawlers for no reason whatsoever. StarDust for now, a little bit delayed of course with the Cybernetics curse, since he started off with a Forge, but his tech is going to start quite soon. Pretty neat, decent wall here, pretty neat. No threat for him so far, and Jaedong, well, he doesn't really care. He goes for like drones, no gas just yet, making sure that he has that economy that we're talking about. With the queens now in the game, the lava mechanics are starting to kick in, and we already have 28 harvests for him against the 31 for StarDust, who chrono boosts, of course, the hell out of those Nexi. And Overlords, once again, getting in position here. And it is actually a robotics facility, so we could see an Immortal push here. Overlord so far didn't really get a good glimpse. Very nice positioning by StarDust in this situation. Overlord maybe trying to poke in from down here. There's not really a lot of anti-air there. There's only going to be one sentry, so if he sees it early, he might be able to deny the scouting information. And that's quite annoying for Jaedong now. Jaedong doesn't really know what's going on in the main base of his opponent. But he knows, of course, StarDust's reputation. The Protoss player is really someone who is going for a lot of 2-base timing attacks, really loves those. So Jaedong has to be a little bit careful there. Already working on the rocks so that he has an easier time of going straight from the natural over to the third base and defend it. And in the main base, no gas taken, but we have the double gas at the natural. And there it is, surprise, surprise. Immortal number 1 being built by StarDust. The +1 upgrade also started. So we are going to see StarDust with a little bit of aggression in this game. And the question being, how will Jaedong react to this? No speed upgrade just yet, could start it quite soon though. He's now mining from double gas, and Jaedong has to set himself up for that. The Overlord is going into the main base, but the chances that the Overlord is really going to see anything are quite small. The gateways, maybe, they could be detected. The Overlord is moving into the top right, and he should probably see both of the gateways, but he's not gonna see that robotics facility anytime soon. Maybe with this handsome fella that's making his way over from the left side of the map, trying to get that scout, and it really looks like he will. It really looks like he will. There's not enough anti-air to really deny that second Overlord, and yes, he's gonna find out what's going on. Won't have to play this blind. We have him already with speed started after tech into lair, and we also have the Roach Warren. So he's gonna sacrifice the Overlord here, and he already knows what's going on. He sees the spin on the robotics facility. He also sees the double Immortal that we already have there, so StarDust couldn't really save anything from being scouted, and Jaedong probably pretty happy that he got those information up so fast. Another macro hatch is coming in. He knows that lava might become a problem at some point, and therefore another macro hatch, already part of the game, also saves that natural a little bit more. 60 harvesters for the Dong, 46 for StarDust, 46 probes, and Jaedong just getting now his units out there. Roaches, Ling speed +1 attack upgrade, lair tech is completed, could even go into burrow now. That would help him a little bit, but only if StarDust doesn't get an observer on his own into the match. And right now, doesn't really look like it. Starting at the only one. Well, let's have a quick look at the bottom of the map again. We have the +1 attack upgrade, nearly halfway done. I don't really think that it's going to play a huge role in the first fight, but maybe in the second one if Jaedong can play late a little bit. For now, it's really just about buying time. Jaedong wants to buy time as much as he can. With those immortal timings, you really want to be at the bottom of the map at your opponent's face as soon as you can, so every second counts. Going for a little bit of a run by or something like that, trying to catch reinforcements, trying to just go in and force him to stay back for a little bit longer, can really decide if you win or lose the game. He's gonna get more and more units into the match as we speak, but the force fields against the Roaches and the Zerglings are great. StarDust takes the first ones out there. 71 army supply against 55 now. Another round of warp-ins for StarDust. And Jaedong, well, he has a couple of Roaches down here at the bottom. Force fields here would shut those out, but he's trying to go in from the back. Jaedong doesn't really have a whole lot. He's in a huge amount of trouble right now. The Roaches are going in from behind, but he's losing a lot here. And of course, StarDust has now the position to force field the ramp into the main base. At the natural, we see basically the same thing. Drones coming off the mineral line. StarDust maybe a little bit too strong here. Is there enough Dong to take down the Protoss player? He's going in from behind with the Roaches, trying to really circle around his opponent, but those Immortals are going ham. 11 kills, 9 kills, and 19 already for those bad boys. And StarDust going up in supply, up to 96 against 78 army supply. Jaedong is dropping rapidly. That warp prison at the front is doing its best, just warping onto the high ground once more. Force fields everywhere. The macro hatch already gone. Jaedong is starting to lose out on his units. He has no Roaches left. There are only Zerglings, and with a +1 attack upgrade, it doesn't really look like StarDust will have any trouble to take down Jaedong in game number 1. Their hatch is nearly gone already. Bye-bye second base, and now there's only 40 drones left for the evil genius. StarDust takes game number 1 in the best of 3 series here at the round of 8 at the Vasacast Invitational.